Have you ever thought about using trading bots? I used Bitsgap in the last bull market and turned $1,000 into $50,000 within a 5-month period. I documented the whole process and put it in a playlist if you want to see that, along with other training videos and tutorials how to set bots up and make the most of the volatility of the crypto market. If you sign up with a link in the description, you'll get a 7 days free trial with no obligation to continue, and you can also use a demo account within Bitsgap so you don't have to risk your own capital. Bitsgap! Hello everybody, welcome back. Another very short video, I suppose. There's nothing much more to say. Continuation from yesterday. So, as we were saying, right, so from yesterday we were going to have a small continuation of the bounce and probably get faded at some point today. So what we've seen is a bounce and a small continuation of that bounce. So, I mean, we're just looking at XRP basically here. A little continuation of that bounce really is nothing. We've literally moved a cent in the case of XRP, 1 cent, less than 1% in the last 24 hours. It closed green, which is the first time in 3 days that we've done that, but really nothing. So I would expect the bounce to get faded, to be honest. But before jumping to any conclusions, we'll have a look at the shorter term timeframes across the board. And again, like, this is pretty much the first time I've looked at the charts this morning. A bit of a rough night last night. My 3-year-old is about to turn 4 with an earache all night. So I was like, oh my god. So I've really hardly had any sleep, to be honest with you. I feel like I've been kicked in the back of the neck by a horse, is what I feel like. Right, so enough of that. Let's just have a look at the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, in all fairness, has made a few attempts to try to get above the Bollinger Band Center and the 21 exponential moving average. And as far as candle body is concerned, you have to zoom right in. We haven't closed anything above either yet. We've been rejected on 20 and the 21 on the 4-hourly. They're both still steep in the way that they're pushing down. Now, there is a little bit of evidence to say that we're trying to make our way above there. The 10 exponential, which had been, I suppose, like a bit of a support here, but then resistance, 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 support, 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 support. But you could really just, I mean, look at the candle bodies on these, right? Since this 10 exponential to the 20 exponential, it's the smallest range ever. So over the last, well, basically 36 hours, 40 hours, we've got a range on Bitcoin of candle body range of 0.17%. Nah, that's terrible. That's not a trading range. That is just flat as an absolute pancake. So when you have flatness like this, you are looking generally for a move to kick in. But based on the 4-hourly, we've got the top of the Bollinger Band up here at 42,600 and the bottom down here at 40,700. So let's have a look to see how tight these shorter term time frame Bollinger Bands are, because you know when you get closed pinch Bollinger Bands like this, you know the reaction is likely to happen at some point. You know, we're going to have some kind of move. You know, Bollinger Bands, in fact, from what I can see here, the bands are very tight on the 1-hourly, and we are above most moving averages, although it's not too convincing. We've got a just over 0.5% range on the hourly Bollinger Bands. So there is something about to occur, I would say. And the way it looks right now is that it probably does try again to another move to the up. Just based on the 1-hourly this is. So, you know, don't go, you know, remortgaging the house and putting it all on Bitcoin. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the trading range is almost nothing at the moment, but there is enough evidence to say that it will move up a little bit. But I still think that any move up needs to get faded, because the bigger moves are going to be presented on the higher term timeframes, and it's those higher term timeframes that offer the larger move. And we are, in this instance, the Bollinger Bands are expanding on the daily, saying that actually we are in a trending move. Even if we move up a little bit, only to get rejected around 43, 44,000, back down. And the main area, the first main area that I would be looking for like a decent move, none of these pathetic little, you know, 24, 48 hour sort of silly bounces, you know. I'll be looking for a much bigger bounce around here. And a bounce is all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a bottom, I'm looking for a bounce. And I'm talking $37,000 to $38,000 on Bitcoin. And then using all the markets as one, through that support. So, alright, you want XRP, you think XRP is going to bounce? Bitcoin's here, buy XRP. Where's XRP at this moment in time? I don't know. It doesn't matter. The market's being directed by the big bad boy Bitcoin. And Ethereum as well. So let's not forget that Ethereum is still kind of okay. You know, we've golden crossed. We're above most moving averages. We're diverging to the up. So it all does still look good. And the main support is still up here, 2,150. And we're still above that to the tune of, what is it? 13, almost 14% down to still maintain a really bullish position for a bounce and probably even a V-shaped recovery into the 3,000s. That's what Ethereum says, but Ethereum, again, I'm not under any illusion that Ethereum can't go down if Bitcoin goes down, and Bitcoin is trending down while Ethereum is technically trending up. So it's a complicated market. It's not the easiest thing in the world, obviously, and that's why people tune in to watch people like me and all the other guys and girls, I imagine, just to try and get some kind of idea of what's going on. But sometimes you just got to admit that, look, it's not that we don't have an idea. My main idea is that Bitcoin is coming down and will continue to come down over a period of months, probably fanny around between 38 and maybe back up to 48 between now and April, where the halving takes place, and then find its way deeper, probably into these 200s, so the mid-30s, by some point in the summer. Maybe even lower than that. That's my main idea. That's the one that I'm hyper-focused on, and that is the one that requires a lot of patience. But every single day there should usually be some kind of opportunity, some kind of particular direction. And as we've seen on the 1 hourly, we might be looking for a move up, and based on the 4 hourly, the resistance is just short of $43,000. So that is basically the deal. All altcoins, everybody should benefit from that move up, and that move up again is a tiny little baby step. It's less than 3%. It's 3% on Bitcoin. We'll just say 3% on everybody, and then that should get faded. Now, I am in trade from yesterday, and again, like I said yesterday, it's a very small one. It's 5% of my absolute selling everything basically 15 minutes towards the top, which again is not because of the TA especially. We knew where the resistance was, but it's mostly because of the ETF. And I was like, all right, well, let's just do it. After selling pretty much all, I was very clear about that. 5% is what I played on this bounce, and it's yielded basically nothing really. I mean, there has been some profit there, but not crypto gains. I mean, you can make more on bloody Forex on a Monday to Friday at the moment. It's really just nothing going on here. So I would probably say, I stick to what I said. I'll be looking to fade this bounce and throughout today, maybe keep 50% on. See what happens tomorrow. See if there's continuation. Because again, the short-term timeframes do offer that 3%, but 3% is really nothing, is it? 3% is nothing. And I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but it's just not much. But just want to stand back for a moment, and I just want you all to recognize what I'm saying in plain English. Bitcoin's higher term timeframe direction is down, while Ethereum's higher term direction is up. So that is an interesting setup that we've got as of this very moment in time, and it does not at all rule out the idea or the possibility that altcoins, or at least Ethereum, but altcoins in general, can't go on for an extended run. And that is the absolute truth, and we've measured that Ethereum can still maintain its bullish perspective with another 13% move to the down. That's not unusual, because we've looked at all kinds of altcoins. We'll just look at ICP, which had a very bullish run. ICP, if it were to pull back down to a 50 exponentials, 9%. If it pulled back down to its major horizontal, that's 33%, and down to its 200 exponential, that's a 41%. You know what would happen if it was to come down there? Mega bounce, maybe even V-shaped recovery. So, you know, there is plenty of room to move down in the short term, but we can still see further upsides taking place on altcoins throughout this downtrend on Bitcoin. But long story short, Bitcoin wants to come down, will come down throughout this year, but as of this next 24 hours, yeah, we might see a 3% bounce. Yeah, I would not be surprised. In fact, kind of counting on it. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.